My name is Avery Amundsen, and I stop at all red stoplights.
I'm Tony Lieb, and I stop at most of them unless my daughter's late.
Oh!
It's more of a rolling stop.
Okay.
High schoolers are hard.
It's illegal. And we love things that are red. Today's guest is Debbie Kelly, our resident baker extraordinaire and fabulous sparkle personality in the office. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
Good.
So, what is your red thing that you've brought for us today?
My red thing is my red KitchenAid mixer.
Yes!
Ah, okay.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Which is funny that you led in with my
It
baking.
is. Oh my gosh. Well, you just brought in a fabulous cake yesterday
I
that...
have a little bit of a reputation. That was one of my favorites, raspberry lemonade.
Oh my God. It was so good. So how do you get all these flavors? Because
I just make them up.
the last time before that, you brought in like a cherry chip. It was fabulous.
Like just started with, what do I have in my kitchen that I can like repurpose into a cake?
Wild.
I pull a lot of inspiration from candy bars.
Okay.
But the thing I've always tasted with your, like, you balance it out with like actual, like the lemon. It felt like there's some actual lemon in there.
Well, there was
yesterday.
actual raspberries.
There were, fresh raspberries and lemon slices and then the lemon curd. The hardest one that I've ever made was a creme brulee cupcake. So the cupcake is stuffed with creme brulee, and then you make the burnt sugar topping. I don't have a creme brulee a sugar torch to make the topping. Mother of invention. I'm like, I figured out you can just boil sugar in the microwave and pour it on a sheet and then crack it, and it makes that topping. And then you stab them into the cupcakes, and they look gorgeous and they taste amazing, and it's super easy.
So,
Hold on, I have a question.
yes.
So you're boiling, but what are you boiling it on? A plate?
It's like, no.
Like a
you
baking
just-
sheet?
No,
put
actually,
that in the
just a
microwave.
measuring cup. Like it's a cup of sugar and a little bit of water, just enough to like
Yeah.
liquefy it. Once it gets to boiling, it's like starts to burn.
Yeah.
And so you stop the microwave as soon as it starts to turn, and you just pour it on a cookie sheet.
I'm now envisioning those cupcakes at like a murder mystery party, but there's like red cherry sauce
Blood
with like
in
the
the middle.
glass shards in the cupcake. I feel like I've seen that on Pinterest somewhere.
Could be.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I get some
gosh.
inspiration from Pinterest.
I think what I'm learning from this podcast is that you got a dark side, Avery.
I have a lot of layers to
Yeah, you really do.
I really, really do. So how did all of this start?
It started because I was hosting a bridal shower and I didn't plan well enough to order a cake, so I had to make a cake. And I was working in a restaurant at the time, and I sweet talked the pastry chef into giving me his recipe for chocolate mousse. And I didn't know what whipping cream was, so I
Right.
bought whipped topping, Cool Whip,
Yeah.
and it like stumbled into my chocolate mousse frosting
Which is
because
so
I
good.
bought the wrong ingredients. The bridal shower colors were navy blue and white, so I poured a bunch of I just topped it with blueberries, and it looked so pretty and it was so good, and I was like, I should do this again. And then it just kind of like, I don't know,
Snowballed. How long
from
ago
there.
was that?
28 years ago.
A 30-year cake
Yeah,
legacy
yeah,
is what we're dealing with here.
yeah. Before I got my mixer, I kind of have to set the stage a little bit.
Please.
Back, my husband and I were very young. We got married, had a house on the south side, living paycheck to paycheck. Had a bad, nasty storm come through and knock out the electricity. So my husband, in his attempt to save the day, goes to Sears, comes home with a generator. And it was super big, very expensive, very loud, and very much out of our budget.
Right.
And I was so angry. So he's out there for hours trying to get it working, gets the generator running, gets the refrigerator plugged in. He's saving the day, and not more than 10 minutes later, the power came back on. And I was like, take it back,
What's the
return it.
return policy on
And
this
he's
generator?
like, nope, it's got gas in it. We can't take it back.
Screaming.
I was so angry. And we paid on that thing for months.
I bet.
And then fast forward many years later, my husband gets his first Christmas bonus. So he's like, what do you want for Christmas? Anything you want. What do you want for Christmas? And I'm like, I want a red KitchenAid mixer.
Yes.
And he's like, That's it? That's all you want?
It's like, do you not
A
know
mixer?
anything? Do you not know
No, he didn't know. I think in his head, he's thinking like, this is $20.
like a handheld? Yeah.
Several days later, I get a panic phone call from him. And you can hear he's like huffing and puffing, walking. And he's like, do you have any idea how expensive that is? And I'm like, yes.
Yeah. That's why I want it for Christmas.
And I'm like, that's all I want for Christmas. And he's like, oh, fine. So he hangs up. A couple minutes later, I get another phone call. Do you have any idea that a red mixer is $75 more than the white
premium.
one? And I was like, yes.
There's a premium
And
on the
he's like,
red.
I could get you a $20
No.
mixer. And I'm like, I already have a handheld mixer. Meltdown. What? You already have a mixer? Why do you need another mixer? Why do you need a red one? Why do you need a KitchenAid one? And I was
like, bro,
do you know how expensive that is? And I'm like, half the price of a generator.
Nailed it.
Best comeback ever. Fine.
Long pause.
So I've used my KitchenAid mixer hundreds, thousands of times. We've used the generator maybe 3. But he bought a new truck that came with a built-in generator. And so we, in order to test the different functions of the generator, we needed something that had 3 prongs. So I go in the house and I'm like trying to find something big. So I like check the vacuum. I don't know, checking all the lamps.
Right, things that
and
need a lot of power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing had 3 prongs except my KitchenAid mixer. So he's sitting in the truck still learning like all the buttons and gadgets. And I come running outside with my red KitchenAid mixer. Plugged it in, and it worked.
That's amazing.
Oh, back
So
in
if
my
we
day,
ever need to make a cake on the road, the truck will power my KitchenAid mixer.
That's amazing.
and that's called survival.
That's like a metaphor for marriage in there somewhere. You know, just you gotta do your thing. They gotta do theirs.
Back in my day, we had to
Works
get a generator separate from the truck.
to make those delicious cakes.
One of my love languages is definitely gift giving. But what goes into that is, because I know there's a service-based one, and my mom does that for my dad, but it's usually through baking. And so I don't know if you, like, what do you think your love languages are? And how does that relate?
It's not really. So mine is touch, and I like one of my favorite childhood memories is just holding my dad's hand.
Oh, that's so
Like he worked so much, and I don't know, just spending time with my dad.
I love that.
So yeah, mine is touch, and my husband is quality time.
Okay.
So hence the mixer in the truck on the road. Let's spend time together.
Yeah. Hey, baby, you want to taste this batter mix? This is good. Yeah.
Well, it's opposite. It's interesting too, right? Like he's, from what I can tell, buying very functionally. He's solving the problem, and you're bringing cakes in that are like very personal and very like you're sort of studying.
Elaborate.
So you're really approaching that from very different angles. My love language is ironic in a way because I'm not a big touch person, or I have a very big bubble, but mine actually is touch as well. And my wife's is not.
Isn't that always the case? Opposites.
Yeah. Like I have 3 girls. I've bought probably 5 things for the girls over 15 years because that's not my world. So I want to back up a little bit. So like you have 3 sons.
Yes.
And I imagine that is a vibe. So is this an escape for you? This is an artistic outlet? Like
A little bit, yeah. So I planned my life when I was 9. I was going to have 1 boy and 1 girl, and I was going to live in Chicago and carry a briefcase to work. So my second child was a boy, and I was like, well, that plan's out the window.
someone who's raised 3 sons, like do you have any like sage cake or other life advice?
Give us a slice of advice. Or
a slice of advice.
yeah.
for
What would your slice of advice be as a veteran boy mom?
before it was a
Two ways in one.
hashtag?
Yeah.
Before it was just what you were.
I would say my advice is something that I learned from Boy Scouts.
Ooh.
You just do your best. Like,
Key.
regardless of the situation and what you have, if you do your best and know that you truly are doing your best, just have peace with that. I'm going to get emotional.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
And I was about to cheapen it by being like, just like you do the best with what you have in your kitchen.
I know. And I literally do. Like, I will go to the pantry and like, okay, what do I have? Oh, I have, and the lemon raspberry came from, I had some leftover lemon drops
And like,
and raspberries in the fridge. So I was like, oh, I can put these together.
The
And
rest of us.
There's something very sage about that, right? Like,
I love it.
just do the best with what you have. I think we very much live in a culture of what's out there,
The
or fear of
wanting,
missing out.
Yeah.
And so like the cakes, there's something like, it's especially you screwed up a bunch and used a bunch of leftovers and
I
waste, and that's what made
messed
all
up
these
a lot.
beautiful
Yeah,
things.
you're like, we're just going to try. And sometimes it doesn't work, I bet. But
sometimes it turns into punch bowl cake where it's like all just like served in a bowl because it's like but it's a make it work.
yeah.
Doing my best. And
I don't know, maybe the thing is like, it's all that weird stuff that's like the best stuff though, right? It's the weird generator story and the KitchenAid and
Yeah.
like
And those are the things that like make a home, in my opinion.
yeah,
Like the KitchenAid stand mixer is a cornerstone of,
it's a staple
A
of my
home
I will
instead.
always have my KitchenAid mixer sitting on my kitchen counter
yeah, and you'll never need another one.
or in the passenger seat of my husband's truck.
And with that, I think that's our cue. Thank you for listening to Things That Are Red. This has been a Red Dot Labs production. For more information and for more episodes, please check out reddotad.com and be sure to follow Red Dot Branding and Marketing on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Thank you so much.
yeah.